Good morning, class. Today we are going to take a virtual field trip and learn about George Washington and the contributions that he made to this country. Put your thinking caps on because we are getting ready to take an exciting journey. You may be asking yourself, who was President George Washington? George Washington was born on February 22nd, 1732. Washington was raised by a Virginia planter family and was taught the principal manners and the body of knowledge which was traditional for an 18th century Virginia gentleman. To begin, we will learn about George Washington's childhood. His parents were Augustine Washington and Mary Washington. George Washington's father was very wealthy and wanted to provide his son with the best in life. Unfortunately, his father died when Washington was very young. At the end of the French and Indian War, George Washington was declared a hero and later was chosen to be the leader of the Continental Army. On July 1775, at Cambridge, Massachusetts, George Washington took command of the Continental Army and fought alongside his soldiers for 6 years. George Washington was one of the first founding fathers to identify the weaknesses in the Articles of Confederation. He advocated for the ratification of the Constitution. Nevertheless, he did promote the idea that the states' rights should be protected under a new government. In 1789, George Washington was elected the first president of the United States. Furthermore, he was re-elected and the only president to have received 1,000 of the electoral votes. There are a variety of murals that have been created to honor George Washington. His face is on the dollar bill and the quarter. Likewise, Mount Rushmore and the Washington Monument and the National Memorial have been established to honor our first president. President Washington opposed the two-party system because he understood that it would produce a government with radical right and left views. George Washington died of a throat infection December 14, 1799. For months, the nation mourned his death. This concludes our virtual field trip. I hope you enjoyed learning about George Washington and the contribution that he made to his country.